Hello, girls. It's Lily.
And it's Emily, and we're
The
the
Bee
Bee Blondes.
You sound so much more excited than I do. We're the Bee Blondes.
I am so glad that we are back on the
Me
podcast.
too. Oh my gosh. How long been? Like months?
I'm trying to think. I know the last episode we talked about Donald Trump's attempted assassination, if that tells you how long it's been. So, and
Well,
since then there's been another one. So he's had two assassination
I guess
attempts.
that's our calling. Like every time.
Yeah. Every time
From
somebody
both-
tries to assassinate a former or current president, we'll put out a podcast episode. This is a political podcast for me. here on out.
Don't watch this for political advice because I don't know what's going on. I honestly
I do
probably
have a
shouldn't.
minor in political science, so from undergrad.
Oh, that we talked about that on the first podcast because you wanted to do the criminal. Wow, how full circle of us.
How full circle. Really, we've just come all the way back around to politics. I
Yes.
love it. Honestly, if anybody wanted to hear about politics, I don't really think we'd be the first two people that they'd go to. Although, that's not to say that we don't have expert
I was
opinions.
just about to say, I think we could, yeah.
I don't want to sell us short. I think that we could really put out some valuable advice for politics.
My most valuable advice for politics is to just do your own research and jive with whatever you jive with. Like,
Right.
don't go through
That's
the media.
the-
Like, don't look at that sort of stuff. It's all personal.
Yeah, like do your own research. I think that is actually really good advice. Like don't listen to other people's opinions, form your own.
Exactly.
You know, that's the excellent thing about living in America is you have autonomy over your own vote.
Yep.
So, if you were president, Lily, what is the first thing you would do in office? I'm so curious.
I would ban barrel jeans.
You know, I really
Or
don't think that's a bad idea.
Everything that was COVID fashion, it would all be burned in a huge pile somewhere.
Like instead of like, back in the day where they used to ban and
Books?
burn books.
Yes, I would do that
we're
with those
banning and
articles of
burning,
clothing.
yes, barrel jeans.
Nobody wear those anymore. And then
Or
I
like
would
the feminists when they used to burn bras, instead we're burning barrel jeans. I love that.
It's a feminist movement. Don't wear
It
those.
is. It's feminine,
what we need.
Okay, if I was president, the first thing that I would do would be to make the work week mandatory Monday through Thursday. Cannot work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that's coming from somebody who doesn't currently work. But I think the work week should only be Monday through
Well, what
Thursday.
about for like essential workers? It's only if you're a
Mhm.
girl. Men have to work
Only
all
if you're
days
a
a
girl.
week. They're not allowed to
Yes,
do anything
men
but
work
work.
Sunday to Sunday, and women can go out and have a little midday cocktail on a Friday.
Exactly. And go get a massage and facial.
Botox, go to Pilates.
Yeah, I think that's not asking for too much.
No, it's not. And I mean, we have so much that we have to do. And where are you fitting in if you're a working woman? Where are you fitting in all of those things?
You're not. You're not. And
I mean, you got to take off half a day to get your hair
I would
done.
vote for you.
Thank you, Lily. That's a platform that I'm going to stand on. I'm going to put my poli-sci minor to use and run for president.
I think you should be like, you know what? I think we need a new system of beliefs. I think we just need to do a
Hendrickson 2028, the blonde
Here,
party. Watch me be on the ballot.
I'm with the blondes.
I stand with her.
So, Emily, you're so funny.
I'm going to be canceled.
What? Sold.
Everybody that loves to say that if you even bring up politics, you're canceled.
Well, you're not canceled in the eyes of Jesus.
And that's the only eyes that matter to me.
I mean,
There you
don't
go.
do any cancelable offense.
I don't
Like,
know
don't
what,
go
if
out
I
of your
got
way.
canceled for real, what would I be canceled for? I have no idea.
I got canceled one time on TikTok because my steering wheel was dirty. And they were
Oh,
saying I
well.
didn't care about my car and that I was a spoiled brat because I had a Mercedes and a speck of dust on my steering wheel. I was like, okay. Sorry.
I had a friend, speaking of TikTok and people being nuts, she posted like a cute little TikTok of like her and her boyfriend. You know, there's like the trend going on, and it's like casual things
Oh,
that
yeah,
my
and it's,
boyfriend
like,
and I
nothing.
did before. Yeah. And she did that, and somebody commented, "Hey, this is actually crazy." It really wasn't that crazy, but I couldn't help myself, and I just commented back and to that person, and I said, "Hey, did this comment make you feel better?"
Did they respond back?
And no. But
Were you
I just was
silent
like,
or were
what?
you silenced? They were silenced.
She was silenced. But like, what makes you go, you
I
know what, I
get
think I'm
that.
going to comment
I've
this.
never comment in my life, and
Me either.
I've just never been too bothered by a 10-second video to where I felt I needed to express my opinion on it.
I just feel like everybody needs to take a step back and think before you comment something. If somebody commented this on a video of mine, how would it make me feel? But unfortunately, the majority of the population in this day and age does not have rational sense.
Yeah, people don't think
And
that
so
way.
that
It's
thought
like
does
people
make her.
try, like, it's like the whole rage bait thing that's going on right now on TikTok where people are purposefully saying things to make people mad so they go viral.
Okay, did you see those two influencers that are married, Matt and Abby, I think, that posted that they left their
Yeah.
children on a cruise
But they
ship to go get
didn't.
dinner?
But also, okay,
I don't
I
either.
think
They're very cringe.
they're very cringe, and I don't think they're promoting.
They're not promoting healthy, like a healthy lifestyle in marriage.
Yeah,
Like they post
definitely
how they
not the
sleep in
but they
different
make it. They
bedrooms.
dress it up and try to make it look like they're all happy. But then, like with their podcast, we kind of see more behind the scenes, and it's like her husband can't really stand her. And that song he came out with,
I'm really grateful that I haven't heard that, but I
and like
think
you
he's
have
like
to look it up after
misogynistic.
this because like I was like, if my like one of my friends said that, I don't know, like about, I would be like, okay.
I do remember when she had this last baby that he like posted a video that kind of went viral about him saying like he was complaining about how they had to stay in the hospital longer than he wanted because the place where he had to sleep was uncomfortable because I guess she had like kind of a hard birth, and like he was mad at her because she was having trouble breastfeeding and she just wanted to feed the baby and he wouldn't let her.
What?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I think if
the people
anybody
were.
deserves to be canceled, it may be him.
Very sweet. I don't have anything wrong with her. I feel she seems like she lets him run over her, and she's just like.
And she probably got married at too young of an age where, I mean, I think they were like 19 or something when they got
Good
married.
Lord, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Not saying that, 19-year-olds can't make decisions, but, if marriage is a huge commitment. I say that as Matt was 19 when he proposed.
I forget that all the time. Sometimes I'm reminded of that, and I'm like, Matt.
I don't know.
But I don't know. I feel like y'all are in a different situation, but I guess we don't know their situation either. So.
No, and here I am, the, pot calling the kettle black when I was like, put your hate comments to the side and
we're like, wait, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about these people that we don't know. Yeah, the whole situation with leaving your children on a cruise.
But then they came back and they were like, well, we had somebody in the room with them, but the way the post was worded, like, why wouldn't you just have said that immediately?
Is malarkey.
Well,
I think that's malarkey. I think if somebody had been in the room, why are you having to FaceTime a baby monitor if somebody is in the room?
I mean, I get it if you're like wanting to check, like, because like that video you have of the twins and Ket dancing to Pitbull. Like, you just, like,
Right.
looking
I
at
mean, you check
but
in.
I think it was the way that Abby worded the post, and then it was radio silence, and then they were like, we're just gonna address some false narratives, and I was like, so y'all just let this go on the internet for however long.
Right. And I know immediately when they posted that, people were very likely responding and saying, what the heck? You left your kids by
Yeah, she
themselves.
should
If
have.
that happened, it should have been an immediate post saying, hey, I just wanted to clarify my in-laws are in the room with them. Something
Yeah,
like that. But there was none of that. So it's like almost like they had to kind of
right.
craft
Yeah.
something. So it was very sus. Not, I don't want to judge anybody as a parent because, we all have parenting things that are probably quirky and, I'd probably do stuff that some people wouldn't agree with, but I am not leaving Kit on a cruise
No,
ship
that's
in
kind
a
of
room
crazy.
by
I
himself.
would, yeah.
Like, have you not heard of Madeline Klein?
Okay,
That's all I'm
that
gonna
still
say.
freaks me out to this day.
That's all I could think about.
But I think her parents were involved in that, so. But
Yeah, that's
let us
a
know.
distinct
Should we start
possibility.
a true crime podcast? I think we should.
And we're two girls who are really into true crime.
Actually, a psychologist came out and said that was actually deeply concerning for you to enjoy true crime and like binge watch it. And I was like,
what does it say about me that I have a degree in psychology and I love true crime? I actually have a degree in
I feel
forensic
like that
psychology
gives you an
as well.
excuse. But then people like me who are not like, why am I filling my brain with that constantly? And like, why can't I eat and stuff while watching that and be fine?
I think, part of it is we are just so
disillusioned to it.
Yeah, and we just are so used to it that kind of like, with like Grey's Anatomy, like it's sometimes usually pretty graphic.
Okay, I never watched Grey's Anatomy. I have never seen a full episode of Grey's Anatomy.
I watched it pretty religiously for a long time.
Literally
and then,
everybody, like, it's like like people are like, like Meredith Grey, like, I'm like, yeah.
After they killed off Derek, I was like, I'm done.
I don't know about it.
Like, there's no reason for me to watch this. I was a Patrick Dempsey stan. I still am. And I mean, they'd killed off every single one of my favorite characters by that point. First, George O'Malley was the first. Then it was Mark McSteamy, if you will. And then McDreamy he was my last straw. Okay. He was.
Sorry.
But speaking of, television, fall television is back and it is really back.
What is?
Have you been watching TV?
No.
Like, I feel like all the good shows are back and like all of my favorite shows are back on and I'm so grateful. So Emily in Paris season 4 part 2 just came out, and then Only Murders in the Building is back. I love that show. I want to watch that.
I'm a Selena Gomez stan. I love her so much, and I have not seen it.
Any of it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go binge it.
I need to.
We love that show. We went and saw Steve Martin and Martin Short in Memphis, and the two of them are hilarious. So you can only imagine when you throw Selena Gomez in that mix. They're so fun. But yeah, so that's been out, and then Tell Me Lies. Have you watched that?
Wait, I'm not in the loop of all the good new television at all.
Selling Sunset.
I love Selling Sunset, but I got off the wagon in like 2020 or 2021. I was like, what is going on here? Like, all of the original people weren't there. And
I still love the drama. So that's been on, and then I just feel like all fall TV is back, and Dancing with the Stars.
I love Dancing with the Stars. I've yet to watch it. The season that
my in and out of the week has something to do with Dancing with the Stars, and I guess
transition period then.
Yeah, I guess we can go ahead with our in and out of the week. So my in of the week, and this is gonna sound so silly, is the Hamilton soundtrack.
It's okay. I've been all over the Phantom of the Opera soundtrack. I don't know why.
Okay, so every few months, it's like I rediscover Hamilton, and I also do this with The Greatest Showman, but Hamilton is a big one, and I'm in the thick of it right now. Like, Theodosia writes me a letter every day. It's so good. And I love Hamilton, and also all Broadway. Like,
I'm a big
TikTok
I
has had
actually
like
just
a.
read an essay for school about how much I loved Broadway musicals.
I mean, if you are not someone who likes Broadway, you have not found your musical. That's all I can say.
Exactly.
Like, you can't
You're a
say,
hater.
I don't like Broadway or I don't like musicals. You just haven't found yours.
That's what I tell Lane
And
all the time, but I can't drag him to one.
I want to take Matt to Les Mis so bad
That's what I told
because
Lane. I
Matt
was like, you
says
have to see Les Mis at least once in your life. That's one of them that like you have to see.
you have to see Les Mis, and if you are not a musical stan and you see Les Mis, you will be changed.
That is true.
That's all I can say.
That is true. The movie's wonderful too. Usually I wouldn't say that, but I love Anne Hathaway. I think she's probably
Amanda Seyfried.
the most incredible
Beautiful.
celebrity that has ever celebrityed.
Yeah,
incredible.
her last movie where she was dating like a 20-year-old got a little
I
weird,
didn't watch
but
that. I saw the promos for that and I was like, I'm not interested. Thanks.
yeah, that was a little odd.
I don't like
I will say though, have you seen on TikTok everybody's doing the Chicago dance?
from Victorious.
No, but I love that you bring that up. Do you know how often Blake and I will quote Chicago,
I love Victorious.
not even on
Not
crutches?
even on crutches. Yeah, no, I love Victorious. That
But no, what
my
I was saying,
fave.
Chicago the musical.
Okay, I haven't seen. I've only seen the Victorious rendition, and I think it would
so
be
dead.
hard to top that personally.
Well, yeah. But
Yeah.
everybody's been doing that dance from Chicago, and so that has also got me back
Why
into
have you not participated yet, and
Broadway
why hasn't it
fascination.
been posted on the Beat Blondes?
Okay, so I'm coming to Birmingham first week of October, so we'll add that to the list of things
There we
to do.
go. Yeah, come in with a
Um,
plan.
It's gonna take a lot of practice.
I need
It's
to
like
have set aside 30 minutes
tap
every day
routine.
to get prepared.
Yeah, I'll get on that. I'll bring my tap shoes. Okay. But I do think like the season of fall for some reason is Broadway to me.
I agree.
Does that
I
make
agree.
sense?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
And
so glad you agree with that.
I can't verbalize why I feel this.
Broadway is fall,
Yeah.
you know? And
that-
if you disagree, you're canceled.
I'm gonna start canceling that's what I'm gonna start doing. If my friends say something, I'm gonna be like, you're canceled.
Canceled.
Don't talk to me. You're
Canceled.
canceled. That's gonna be my new thing.
Okay, and then so my out of the week, because I mentioned Dancing with the Stars, I promise we'll get there, is the over glamorization of criminals in pop culture.
Agreed.
And that's because Anna Delvey is on Dancing with the Stars this season. One, she gave nothing in that dance. She gave literally nothing.
She always gives
And
nothing.
actually,
I don't care. I think
I
her
saw this
outfit sucks.
hilarious. Yeah.
Boring.
I saw this clip. I think it was like Access Hollywood interviewed all of the pros and their celebs, and it was like, what is a quirk of your partner or whatever? And Ezra was like, or she said, Ezra really likes to smile. And they were like, okay, what's a quirk about Anna? And he said, she doesn't. I was like, okay. But
That's really funny.
also, I
actually.
think the ankle monitor is fake.
Yeah, because
Like,
why
why
would
is she wearing an ankle monitor? You wear that when you're on house arrest. So
Well,
clearly she's
no.
not in her house.
If you're on probate too, and have a set time you have in your house, then you can wear an ankle monitor. But I don't think she's still. There's no way she's still under.
I have no idea, but I'm
I
just
don't
so
think she'll
sick
ever
of
let it
like
go. She'll be 80 and have that on.
she was like huge white collar criminal, and why are we calling her a celebrity?
It's the same thing with Gypsy Rose.
Don't even get me started on Gypsy
that's
Rose.
why I said it very quietly. I am freaked out.
I am so anti Gypsy
too.
Rose Blanchard's fame. She understands that there is childhood trauma, and I understand what childhood trauma can do to you. However, that does not excuse murder. And she had her mother murdered.
Murdered. Like, it was planned out and, like, fantasized about and everything else, and, like, that. I don't know. I mean, murder is awful and horrible, but she wasn't as innocent in it as she makes herself out to be.
No, and there's never an excuse for murder. You have alternative options.
Exactly.
And, you know, despite the fact that she's out, and yes, I do think that she served her time and she can live a normal life. However, you do not deserve this, like, fame and praise that pop culture has given her. Like, yes, Gypsy. Oh my gosh. Yes, girl. Queen, pop off. Like, she still had her mother murdered.
Yeah, I don't know. And, like, her trying to have a kid right now, I'm like, he'll be like, mother would be so proud of you. What?
It's weird. It's so bizarre to me. And then there's this new, like, have you seen the Wade Wilson, I think is his name? He is on death row for murdering women. And all of these people are like, oh my gosh, he's so hot.
What? He will kill you. He's dangerous. What?
But I also think that's so disgusting to say when he has
brutally murdered multiple women.
Brutally murdered women, and they're dead.
Yeah.
It's not a joke.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're making light of it because he's like got these weird tattoos.
I know, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, he looks like a real life Joker." I'm like, what?
Seek help. Seek help. That's all I can say. Seek help. Something is wrong.
Yeah.
Seek help.
I don't know. I don't get that.
If that's your first thought about someone who is on death row for committing heinous crimes, seek help. Seek help. And that's all I have to say about that. So that's my out of the week. Canceled.
You're canceled. Well,
you're canceled. If you think Wade Wilson is attractive,
canceled. Sorry. Anyway, on to a lighter subject. My end of the week, you may notice that I look a little different. And it's because I got my hair extensions out and chopped my hair off.
They look so good.
Thank you. It's taken a lot of getting used to. I've been kind of freaked out by it. Like, sometimes I'll look in the mirror and be like, my hair is so cute. And then sometimes I'll look in the mirror and, like, disassociate for a second. And, like, who am I looking at? Because I've had hair extensions for 8 years. Since I was 14.
It's a long
During
time.
my formative years, I had hair extensions. Like, it's literally so strange seeing myself like this, but I love it. So my own for the
Your hair looks so healthy.
It feels healthy too. Like, it's just like I keep
for having had hair extensions for 8 years. It looks really healthy and really good. You're in a good place with it.
My friend Lois, she does my hair, and she was like, "Please don't put those back in. Like, your hair will get so healthy and look fine on its own. Like, there's literally no reason for you to have hair extensions." So
yeah. I mean, if you want hair extensions again, who knows?
I'd like maybe
and there are great clip-ins out there.
If I get married or something, I'll put them back in. But no, I just don't think.
I wore clip-ins on my wedding day.
I remember that.
Jenna.
You did too.
Show did.
And they looked incredible.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. The week is minimalism. Who came up with her? Absolutely not. Maximalist.
This is not a minimalist podcast.
Not. I'm maximalist until I die. Like, I want jewelry up to my freaking elbows. Like, I want wallpaper. I want designs. I want everything to be in threes. Like, I am maximalist till I die. I hate minimalism.
Like, give us animal print in every room.
Exactly. And I'm not saying over consumerism is okay before y'all cancel me. But I think,
actually, you know what? And they can cancel me.
Cancel herself.
If you want to overconsume,
I
Do
mean,
as you dang well
people are
please.
gonna do it anyways, and it's there. So,
Do as you dang well please. I'm sorry. Like, if you
sorry.
want to have
No, but have you seen those videos of those
60
girls
pairs
that
of
like take
shoes,
off their mouth tape and their eye tape and like just like all the things? Have you seen that?
it's me.
Okay.
It's me. I'm this close to ordering mouse tape on TikTok. Okay? I'm this
Well, you know
close.
what? For any of the girls watching, if you have an experience with mouth tape, what if you get the stomach bug and have to throw up in the middle of the night?
Well, God forbid you sleep through vomiting. Typically, when I feel the urge to upchuck, I wake up.
Well, I know, but like what? I don't know. Like, what if it was an emergency situation? It was like already coming up. I mean, I haven't
don't
had the
know.
stomach virus since I was like 6. So, actually, no, I take that back. I had the stomach virus about 80 trillion times last year.
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't you have
Well, I was going
like
through a lot of like autoimmune.
back in like April?
Yeah, I was going through a lot of autoimmune stuff, and we were trying to figure out what I had going on. And so I was.
Autoimmune disorder queens. It's autoimmune disorders a lot of the times are like a hidden illness, and they're not
They
talked about
are.
enough.
Correct. No, they really are. That's what I'm saying. Like, the amount of times I'm sitting in class and have such bad joint pain, and I'm just like moving around. I'm like, people probably think I look insane, but little do they know I'm in so much freaking pain. I'm about to cry.
Well, with me, I was like, right before I got diagnosed with Graves' disease, I was so unfortunately dizzy. I was walking into walls.
I didn't know that.
Like if I stood up too fast and tried to walk in a straight line, I'd walk straight into a wall. And I
That's
mean, that's
awful.
embarrassing.
That's really bad.
So you just look like a drunk.
Yeah.
And I was sober. I just couldn't,
I mean, it's okay.
walk in a straight line. And then they were like, "Oh my God, your thyroid's all crazy,
You were like,
and you have Graves' disease." But we're in remission now.
Good.
And thankfully, I didn't get thyroid eye disease, which if you've ever heard of
I
thyroid eye
remember
disease,
you freaking out about that whenever we were.
it is tough to be a bug. Let me tell you, if you've got thyroid eye disease, I feel for you because I was terrified of it. Every time I go to the doctor, they put a little, it's like a metal thing that they stick on the sides of my eyes and on the insides to measure my eyes and make sure that they haven't started to bulge. So they'll like bug out of your head.
Yeah. Like Wendy Williams.
You know what? I wonder if Wendy Williams has thyroid eye
I
disease.
think she does. I feel so bad.
I'm about to Google
I
it.
love that woman so much, and I know I probably should because she would
she's
get canceled. She would be
low-key an icon.
literally, but she would be number 1 on the list to cancel. In today's
Oh,
culture,
she's definitely been canceled.
she's hilarious. I love her. She had that really crappy
Is she the one that's like,
ex-husband, and
your husband is gay?
Denial is a river in Egypt.
River in
That's
Egypt.
her. That's her. Man, do you remember?
She does have thyroid eye
Yeah,
disease.
I knew it.
But okay, so did you watch The Secret Lives of Mormon
No,
Wives?
oh my gosh, my boyfriend's sister texted me about it the other day, and she was like, "You have got to watch it." And I was like, "Okay, I'm getting on it," but I haven't had any time. But I've heard
I
all the
binged
tea.
it. But one of the girls on there, and I don't support this. I think it's kind of gross to like call people gay who are married, and not that being gay is gross, but just because you're trying to use that as an insult,
yeah.
and
I
it
don't
falls
vibe with
flat.
that.
But anyway, everybody is using that Wendy Williams denial is a river in Egypt, your husband is gay, for this girl who's like the villain, her husband. What did you say?
I'm not gonna say it. I'll get canceled.
Listen, and
Lips pursed.
all I'm gonna say is he's got frosted tips, but I mean,
That's all that has to be said.
not to say that gays have frosted tips. Actually, most gays have a lot better taste than frosted tips. So,
Sure.
at least the gays that I know. And
I don't know.
anyway,
Firstly, I think would look cool if you had like a really 2000s like grunt to you and like that was your thing. But I doubt
some people it really kind of works well
exactly.
for.
But I
Matt,
doubt the Mormon
don't give Josh a
husband
tip.
has a crazy Y2K like style. I don't think that's what's going on there.
No. He does not. He does
So-
not. She, however, is. I mean, you want to talk about cancelable?
She is.
She's like one of the most hated
Is
women
she
in
the one
America
that
right now.
did
The dance to her baby being in the RSV box. Yes, she is.
TikTok recently, and I'm like, you'd be like,
That's psychotic.
let me dance to this.
That
He
is
has RSV.
psychotic.
Like, what?
Yeah, he's been in the hospital and can't breathe on his own. Like, sister, take a step back.
That was like, good idea, Whitney.
Yeah,
Good idea.
like run it by somebody, sister. Run it by
Well,
somebody.
I mean, was her husband too sitting there being like, post it,
Yes, girl.
get it,
Get it.
get it,
Post
get it,
that.
get it.
Get it.
What?
Get it. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Ow. Maybe so. Who knows?
That is insane.
I'm gonna I just want to point out real quick that before this episode gets published, I will be running our
Be our
segment
publicist.
on Blake just to
Blake, you know our heart.
so it's been our heart, it's gone through the correct
You know,
avenues.
we're for the girls and gays. That's literally like
This podcast is for
Like,
the girls and
literally,
gays.
have you ever seen anything? Why am I sobbing? I'm like cracking up over the RSV. I don't know. Like,
She's unhinged. And you know everybody on the show hated her because there was a specific scene that took me out where she comes out of the bathroom after sobbing because they were being mean to her. And they weren't.
I was
And
there.
she went to go get a birthday cake and she had toilet paper stuck to her shoe and they like zoomed in on the toilet paper on her shoe.
that's awful. See, B-Balance is so fun and I love it so much. Like, we could totally be famous. And then I'm like,
Would people hate us?
Like, I genuinely would. And it's not because I'm like problematic or do anything problematic. I would do something stupid like that and be like, I will never show my face ever again. Like, watch you all the time. Like, thank God for Instagram. You can just post still shots.
I know.
I
Like,
don't.
I think I'd
in
be
reality,
so
I'm
good
a
on a
big Mac.
reality show until somebody hurt my feelings.
Exactly. I would be like, this is great. And like, they'll go on our podcast. Okay, hater. I know you're in here watching though.
Yeah. You're probably our one view every week.
Little do you know.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I guess. Okay, so our Is It Worth It of the week is about buying holiday specific decor for every season. Is it worth it? And, you know, this can be a hot topic. Some people are, the minimalists out there would say no, that's overconsumption and gag. And for me, I'm going to put glitter pumpkins
do
out.
it.
Like,
I'm
I'm
gonna
going to do it. And you know what? I've had Greg, our life-size skeleton, going on 6
We love
years.
him.
He's a part of the family
He's
at this
great.
point.
He's been
and-
eating utensil. He's
He has. I've
decorative.
used it for a charcuterie board. Greg once held a cowbell that dropped in the middle of the night, and I thought somebody was breaking and entering. This year, I've bedazzled Greg, so he's got rhinestone ribs,
There you
and
go.
he's stunning. I
We love
love
Greg.
Greg. He's sitting on the swing on the front porch right now with our skeleton French bulldog, which Bonnie is afraid of.
probably-
And
If I was funny.
you know, I love holiday decor. I've got witch hats all over my house right now,
I
and
have floated
I just
witch
think
hats. They're so cute.
Thank
Oh my
you.
gosh, I'm obsessed. I'm
Thank you.
always obsessed with
I am going to
decor.
be doing like a home Halloween decor tour. We are
Decor
just
tour.
doing the final touches.
Nice.
But I mean,
Gonna
I
miss
love
it.
it. And you know, I think the most important thing to do holiday decor is to get like a few pieces every year that you can
Yeah.
reuse every year. that are like quality pieces.
Right.
Like you don't have to buy all of the junk at Home
Yeah.
Goods. Like don't buy a bunch of random tchotchkes. Like
Or like the pillows that
you
are
want your house
cracked
to
and
look
will
curated.
disintegrate by the end of the season.
No,
Yeah, don't
you
do
don't
that.
need all of that.
I agree.
Get like stuff that you know you're gonna love for years and that have meaning to you. Like get your own Greg. Get your own Greg.
I have Bedazzled, Spiderweb, placement. They
Yeah.
are the most incredible thing. Whenever I first started dating my boyfriend, he made fun of me for my Bedazzled Spiderweb placemats.
And you know what? Your kids might eat off of those bedazzled spiderweb
Yep.
placemats
That's
one
why
day,
I'm
and
like,
it'll bring them
you
joy.
love them too. Like, don't sit there and lie. Like, he eats them up. I know he does.
Right.
He secretly gets really excited when the Halloween placemats come back full circle because he's like, now I finally get to make a funny joke. He's been
Well,
waiting
and
all
you know
year.
what's so funny? I remember when I brought Greg home, and I don't even know if Matt and I were engaged at this point when I got Greg. Matt was like, "What are you doing with that?"
Like,
And
"Huh?"
you know, Greg didn't even have a name then, and yet now he is this family
Shining pillar
staple.
of community.
And every year, when we get him out of the
Everyone's like,
attic, Matt's always
"Greg,
like, "Greg,
where have you been?
nice to see you again, buddy. How's it been the last year?" You know?
Yeah.
He's a member of the family he's like that weird uncle that you only see once every
Right.
year. I don't really have one of those uncles, but
I don't either.
it's Joey.
My dad?
Just kidding. I see Joey all the time.
Joey.
I'm just kidding.
What?
I saw Joey like, what, a week ago?
Probably. Oh, I
2 weeks
love
ago?
that. I'll tell you one of the greatest things actually that people don't talk about is the days, whatever, I don't care how old you are, whenever your dad ends, because he took my car to the car wash and vacuumed it out for me and like spruced up all my seats and my steering wheel. And then we went and got my tires aligned, and then we went and got groceries. Like, that was so much
Peak
fun.
bonding.
Like, I love daddy-daughter
I love
days.
Joseph. I do. You know, one of my favorite things that my dad and I used to do before I had a serious relationship, we watched Pretty Woman together
Oh my
every Valentine's
gosh.
Day.
Yep.
And that is one of my, like, favorite dad things. Dads are the
I love
best.
dads. Me and my dad recently watched Father of the Bride together.
It'll get you. It'll
Sat
get you.
there and sobbed the entire time and just hugged my dad. It was probably the most pitiful thing ever.
We watched, Dad and I watched Father of the Bride together like a week before my wedding.
No, thank God I don't have a
And-
ring on my finger right now, because if I was sobbing like that now,
Well, you know, Dad and Daughter Dance was the version of The Way You
Yeah.
Look Tonight from Father of the Bride.
that was so
I
sweet.
love that movie, and I love Dads, and I love Steve Martin.
Such an incredible wedding. We need to do a segment on the Bee Blondes about it. We talked about this in a podcast one time.
Okay.
Like, it had so much personality. It was so unique. There were so many details that people don't think about that just made everything so incredible. Like the movie slideshow in the back. That's
It was very
so neat. It was very all. And there is not one detail I would have changed. And I think the whole world needs to see Matt and his
so
wedding.
sweet, Lily.
It's true.
What were we talking about? Oh, holiday decor. I was like, how did we get here?
Circling back.
Just wait for Christmas, y'all. Just wait. I have already mapped out my Christmas decor planning and buying for this year, and it's going to be a showstopper. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Last year, I hand painted a nutcracker so that sang
is
the
impressive.
Nutcracker Ballet theme song.
I couldn't do
It-
that.
Took quite a few hours. I probably worked on that thing a total of 60 hours. It was painstaking. I hand painted on
But you know
checkers.
what? You will appreciate that nutcracker for at least a few more years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It was bright red when I got it, and by the time I was done with it, it looked like a legitimate blue and white
cute.
nutcracker.
Wait, have I not
Yeah.
seen the Nutcracker? Is the Nutcracker named?
The Nutcracker does not have a name, but I was going through a lot of trauma when I was painting the Nutcracker,
Or
so
they weren't really flowing.
no, and it was really my distraction from everything that was going on, Memaw dying, Louie dying. I was about to give birth,
Your
so
mom had a heart attack.
my mother had a heart attack, so the Nutcracker rings up,
Yeah.
but it got me through a tough time, so thank God for Nutcrackers, Okay,
Watch
wait a minute.
this podcast
So,
to listen to us trauma dump.
okay, have you seen the trauma candy salads? Those get
So I'm
nuts.
like, wait, I could
Yeah.
make a pretty terrifying one. Genuinely. I would shock the population.
I want to say that I'd have an interesting trauma candy bowl, but I
Good
don't.
Lord. I could make
Okay, we need to have a disclaimer that you had a really wonderful childhood
no, it has
because most of
nothing-
it's childhood
no.
trauma.
It has nothing to do with my family. They're incredible.
Jody and Joey are watching this like,
New stuff. Like, what?
no, we both had wonderful
No, I
childhoods.
had an incredible childhood. I'm telling you, it's just people are crazy, and I'm crazy too, but in more of a sane way than other people.
You are not crazy. People are crazy. I mean, I could do probably a trauma dump, about hate comments that I've gotten. So, and we've
Somebody
been over
told me
those.
I look
I
like
think in
a
a previous
mix
podcast
between
episode.
Tana Mojo and Trisha Paytas.
I love
I love
Trisha
her.
Paytas.
She's
You
incredible.
want to talk about cancelable?
Yeah, Trisha. Sure.
She's my favorite honky. That video.
Get it, Trish. Yeah.
I love
It always circles back too every year. I'm like, oh,
it.
and-
Does. I saw somebody that dressed up as her doing that video for Halloween one year. It was hilarious. Iconic.
a Halloween
Okay,
outfit
so-
guide of the outfit that Whitney girl was wearing when she made that. Or I was like, guess who I am for Halloween? I was like,
Okay, did you see the dress she wore to their premiere?
mhm.
Keep in mind, she is like 9 months pregnant and big pregnant. Like, not like, I mean, she's big
Yeah,
pregnant.
she's
You're 9
pregnant.
months pregnant. And she wore like lingerie.
Regardless.
It's a little
No,
weird to me to
so-
sexualize
Hey,
your
I was
baby
about to
bump.
say, to sexualize your baby bump, it freaks me out. I feel uncomfortable looking at pictures like that, and I usually don't get uncomfortable with outfits. Like, wear whatever the heck you want to wear, that's fine. But I personally get uncomfortable whenever I see like outfits like that.
And people have like a weird fetish about pregnant women, which is disgusting. And also, pregnant women are the most vulnerable population for murder.
That's what I think about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So weird. You're
Yeah,
weird
I don't agree
for
with
that. You're weird for that.
personally. I can
Canceled.
hop on a lot of trends, and I'm all for like looking sexy, looking confident. Like, you go, you do your thing.
Yeah, whatever you feel good in, but
When
your
you're
unborn child is going to
pregnant-
look back at that and be like,
I don't even think of it
Mother.
like that. I just think whenever you're pregnant, I don't know, maybe this is something that I need to be educated on, and I have a narrow way of thinking when it comes to
Maybe me
this.
too.
But I personally don't think I will be participating in that.
no. No. I can say in full confidence that I dressed like the traditional Mormon at the end of my pregnancy.
Not going to give a crap. Whenever I'm pregnant, I'm actually going to be really excited to be pregnant because I can eat whatever the heck I want to eat. Nobody can say anything. I can let all of my crazy shine in full force. And they'll be like, oh,
Well-
it's the pregnancy hormones. No, it's me. I'm just crazy and I hold it back. But now I finally have an opportunity to be crazy.
Well, I will say pregnancy does. You have your moments. You have your moments. I definitely
I have
had my moments. Well,
unpregnant. I could only imagine.
we're not going to get into my pregnant crazy moments because that's private. But they were unhinged. These lips
Yeah,
are sealed. Just kidding. I'm an open book. If you press me hard enough, I'll probably tell you. But
It's okay. I'm sure everybody has their stories anyways. My favorite things is like the crazy things people crave. Like, people would be like, I literally wanted to eat a Tide Pod so bad.
I had nothing like that. I borderline think that's a myth. The only thing I craved, which was like not even really a craving, it was like just the only thing I felt like I could eat without puking and sounded okay, was like apples. I ate a lot of apples and sweets. I wanted like cake all the time.
I feel like I'm gonna
But-
want salty food because I don't like sweets.
I don't either, and didn't until I got pregnant, and then it was all I wanted to
No,
eat, and I
maybe I'll
thought,
be like
oh, for
that
sure that'll
then.
go away.
No.
Mm-mm. No, now I still like sweets. And you know what? When I was pregnant, I could not be around Mexican food. I couldn't look at
I'll
Mexican
probably
food. I
be
couldn't
the
think about
same way
Mexican
because
food.
usually when I'm in a restaurant,
The smell
Yeah.
took me out.
yeah.
And I love Mexican food. And what's crazy is I was like, well, you know what? Kit's gonna hate Mexican food, but it's his
He
favorite
loves a
thing to eat.
refried bean.
He loves a
I love
refried bean. He ate it for lunch
You
today.
know what? You know what I'm realizing?
That refried beans are a good quality food, and everybody made refried beans out when we were kids
No.
to be like a really disgusting
No, I
food.
don't eat refried beans.
Oh.
I don't remember the last time I had a refried bean.
Just me then.
I'll ask Kit with them, and then maybe he'll sway my opinion. But I don't actually like Mexican food. I like margaritas and queso,
I love a margarita.
and like
I love queso.
that's it for me. Like
I had Mexican for lunch today, but I had huevos rancheros, which is one of my favorite things. It's just fried eggs, but or over medium with enchilada sauce. It was good. Really good, actually. Have been leaning into carnivore. Have you seen that trend?
Mom was saying something that you were doing that. Do you
Yeah.
like it? Like-
Yeah, I've never
Okay,
felt better,
I was about
actually.
to say, have you noticed? How long have you been doing it for?
I like probably 45 days.
Oh, dang. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not strict carnivore, but I mainly eat like meat and eggs and seafood,
Huh.
and I've really never felt better. You don't eat like traditional like seasonings because most of those have a ton of sugar in them, and you really don't realize how much sugar that you consume on a daily basis just based off of your food. And yeah, I mean, I just like I'm not as exhausted as I normally have been.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because that's something for me.
I think everybody
like,
should give it a try.
my exhaustion, but then I found out that I just had really bad anxiety. And then I
Well,
found
and you know,
out
a lot of people with autoimmune disorders do a lot better when they cut out gluten,
that,
and you're not eating gluten, obviously, on carnivore. So that could be part of why I feel so much
I
better.
don't
But
think I could do that.
I really like it.
Maybe I'll try.
I'm literally not bloated at all, ever.
Well, I can't eat steak though, or red meat.
Okay.
I have high iron.
I love a steak. Okay, I don't. I have extremely low.
Isn't that crazy though? Like high iron is. Like,
Well, you'll
so
be
not
killing it when
common.
you're pregnant because your iron is, you get so iron deficient when you're pregnant, and you have to take these awful iron pills.
What are
Ugh.
awful? Are they just
They're like-
huge?
They're huge. They taste bad. Hate everything about it. But yeah. Okay, so we need to get into our blonde of the week real
Oh.
quick, and our blonde of the week is Dakota Fanning.
Okay, I have a story about Dakota Fanning.
Queen. Okay, tell me, because I don't
When
know this.
I was about 5 years old, my family went on vacation somewhere. Or no, I was like 3. Like Charlie wasn't born yet, I don't think. And I was out on my floaties, and this guy walks up to Mom, and he's like, "You have recreated Dakota Fanning." And she was like, "What?" He was like, "Is that your daughter?" And she was like, "Yeah." He was like, that is Dakota Fanning, like right there, in like child form." So that's my story.
I thought you were going to tell me you'd met Dakota Fanning.
Okay, well, sorry it wasn't as cool as you thought, but I am Dakota
Well,
Fanning.
It is a nice story.
This
Well, there
is the shock. I actually am her. What's it called? I'm her
Doppelganger.
doppelganger.
I love Dakota Fanning.
I love her
The
too.
reason she is
She's been
our
slaying.
blonde of the week is because of the new show, The Perfect Couple, and she does a really good job
Yeah.
in that. And I just love her as a person. She's such an unbothered queen. Like, she just does
you
her
really
stuff.
never
She
see
stays
much
out
of
of
her.
drama.
Exactly. You never see much of her really in the media. She's always
She works. She goes home. She lives her
Yep.
life. She's just unbothered.
Exactly.
Is she married? Does she have
Nobody
children? Who
knows.
knows?
I also love that
Actually,
too, that she has
nobody
such
knows.
a aura of mystery around her. Because like
Yeah, she's like this mysterious
exactly,
cool
like
girl.
it's almost gotten so exhausting how involved we are in celebrities' lives. Like it's just like, okay, like
No,
they're doing
100%.
this all the time, and they're had this altercation, and like it's just so much. But with celebrities like that, it's like, wow, like you are actually a celebrity because I don't know you. Like
Right.
I'm
Back
not
before
up
we
your
didn't
butt.
have social media.
Yeah, and I
Right.
love that for her. I
Yeah.
really do.
And my Dakota Fanning obsession really truly started with Uptown Girls, which is one of my all-time favorite movies.
I was obsessed with her in
Like,
Twilight. I was literally like,
oh yeah,
this is it. She's so
Hetty,
cool. I don't know what it was. I think like the red eyes or something. And
the red
I
contact.
was a strange child. If you remember, I had actually really quickly, I had a imaginary friend named Mawkin, and
I think we've talked about Monken on the
yeah,
podcast.
and I would blame him every time I got hurt or someone else got hurt, and it freaked my family out so much. So I was a little strange. I was kind of off my rocker, a little bit, and so that's probably why I was so obsessed with her. Because I was like, this is actually me. Like she is me and who I want to be.
It's so cool.
I don't know what that was about.
Have you ever seen Uptown Girls?
I don't think so.
Okay, go home. Well, you are home. Well, watch that. Leave the podcast and go watch it. I love that movie so much. Like,
Wait, I
na
know
na
which
na na
one.
na 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 sheets of Egyptian cotton. Like, so good. Blake and I were playing that Codenames game not too long ago.
Best game. You've gotten
And
Lane hooked on
like
it.
Egypt and cotton were two of the words. And I think I said Brittany Murphy, because you can use
love
proper nouns. I think
Brittany
I said Brittany
Murphy.
Murphy.
Oh my
Blake was like
gosh.
Egypt cotton.
Yes. Where Dakota Fanning is a smart little girl and Brittany Murphy's her babysitter.
Yeah.
I have seen that. It's just been a really, really long time.
Okay, the end scene with the guitars and Molly smiles and they're like dancing with all of her dad's old guitars gets me every time.
We love
Gets
good
me
television.
every time.
We don't get to experience that anymore.
Yeah.
Now they
No,
come
they
out
don't
with
make
crap.
movies like that make you feel. That movie made me feel something.
It
Okay.
opened your eyes.
I haven't felt something
That's
like
like what
that
I said in my
since
essay about Broadway. I was like, I fully gained
Broadway.
consciousness the first time I experienced Les Mis at like 12.
Yeah.
I was
You
alive.
will feel something.
That
If
was
you
the
haven't
first
seen it, you
memory
will
I
feel
ever-
something.
ever, like everything in that moment.
There just really isn't like movies and stuff that like now I feel like come out that like you have like this super emotional experience
Yeah.
with. I will say when A Star Is Born, the Lady Gaga Bradley Cooper
I
movie
was
came
trying
out,
to
I was
find that the
feeling,
other night to watch, and I cannot find it on anything. I guess I just need to do the
I was
playback.
DONE done in that movie
Me too.
theater. It
We
took
all
me
were.
out.
My dad was crying. Look, you put Bradley Cooper in anything,
That's another soundtrack that I will frequently go
Incredible.
back to. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
incredible. I love it.
Always remember us this way.
It's wonderful. I remember my parents duetted that one time.
That's usually Matt and I's. Shallow is Matt and I's
Yeah.
go-to.
My mom and dad have done
Duet.
that too.
It's a good one. It's a good couple
just-
duet.
Yes,
But yeah, so Dakota Fanning,
love
queen.
her.
Love
10 out
her.
of 10.
Love
Kudos to
her.
Dakota.
Okay, so we do have a Dear TBB, so I will read it for us. It's a long one, so buckle in. Okay, so it says, so there's this guy, and I'm not sure how I feel about him. We've been friends for a while, and lately he's been acting different. Like he's suddenly more attentive, always texting, offering to hang out, and just being extra sweet. I guess most people would be flattered, but I'm not sure what to do with it. I'm starting to think he might like me more than a friend, and honestly, I don't feel the same way. I've been picking up on little hints, compliments, the random I've been thinking about you messages. It's sweet, but it's also stressing me out because I don't want to hurt his
Girl,
feelings.
hurt his feelings.
I value our friendship, right? I don't want to mess it up by rejecting him. I've been avoiding the topic, hoping maybe I'm just imagining it or that it will blow over, but it's getting more obvious. How do you even start a conversation without making things weird? I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to figure out how to keep things from falling apart before it's
Okay.
too late.
My first thought of that women are constantly made to feel like they can't stand their ground. Like, oh, I have to be not like, even if you're at the gas station and the creepy guy on the corner is like, hey, mama, like, you look
Hey,
good.
girl, let me
And
get
you're
your
like, oh,
number.
thank you. No. Be like, "Ugh," like, don't
Right.
talk to me. Like, you don't have to, like, make yourself out to be so, like, you can stand your ground and you can still do it in a respectful way, like, since it's your friend. But you can just be like, hey, let's nip this
Like,
in
I
the
don't think
bud.
we should go
Well,
there.
or like let's just have
Like,
an open conversation and talk about where both of our hearts are at, and just have a
if
conversation.
you are not mature enough to deal with that, then I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
you
it
know,
shouldn't, and you shouldn't feel like you have to tiptoe, because if it's your friend, it's your friend. Like, y'all will stay
right.
friends.
And he should be a good enough friend to be able to
Exactly.
accept
If
it.
he's gonna, like, hop sail because you don't like him like that, well, then he was never your friend. Like, he never valued the
Right.
friendship. He wanted something more out of
Right.
it. And so then it's
That's
just
so
like,
true.
what's the point of that friendship anyways?
And just because you are good friends doesn't mean that you like owe him to give it a
No.
shot
No.
or
If you don't
anything
like
like
him, you
that.
don't
You
like
don't owe
him.
anything to
And if
anybody.
you like him in the future
Right.
and something happens, great. You know,
Great.
but if you're not there right now, you never have to be there. That's fine. Don't freak yourself out.
Right. No. And keep us updated on how the
I know,
conversation
very
goes.
good.
We'd
I
love to
kind
know.
of please keep sending me tea. It's anonymous. So,
Yeah.
whoever sent that,
Thank you for
thank
sending
you.
it
I
in.
eat that sort of
And
stuff up. So,
yeah, obviously we give the best advice. And you knew that, which is why you sent it in. So I hope that helped. Well, that's our
oh my goodness,
podcast.
how much fun was that? I have missed sitting down with you
Yeah.
girls. This has been great.
This is like my free therapy.
Seriously, it is
So
literally a therapist.
we're really going to work on putting episodes out more often.
We've been
just,
busy, both of us.
gosh, busy gals, but we are working on it, guys.
Stop
I
it.
promise.
Don't yell at us. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, don't be upset with us. We're working on it. We're two working gals.
We're booked and busy, so.
Booked and busy, and we're so humble.
Right, that's right. We're humble about booked and busy, but humble about it.
Yeah, but humble and beautiful.
Shall we continue with the adjectives, or should we let y'all go?
We'll let them go. All right. Love
Bye,
you.
girls. Love
Bye.
you.